No matter what people want you to believe, don't ever turn back on your dreams. So
hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Alan here. Welcome back to 3 Degrees of Love Divination. So I'm just gonna continue where I left off with the messages here. If you haven't seen part 1, I definitely will recommend that you go and check that out. And I will have it linked in the description box. So I figured, so if you're just joining me, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. You know, this channel is all about love. My life path number is 3. You know, I'm also a mental health advocate. And of course, I would always lead with, you know, seeking professional help when it comes to healing, you know, and addressing matters of the heart and trauma and things like that. But, you know, with all that being said, you know, as we are in our global mental health crisis, and there are what I would consider, you know, many people walking around like zombies, emotional zombies, if you will, because they have this thick level of armor that they've put on that isn't helpful, but it's just weighing them down, and then ultimately weighing down the, you know, the vibration of those around them, and, you know, and having that butterfly effect, because, you know, the trauma is being used as a weapon, you know, right? Inflated ego, you know, inducing further evil intent, you know, upon another. So, you know, with all that being said, I'm hoping, you know, to help, as I've had to do for myself, you know, help others to heal and to recognize the importance of healing and healing, you know, every aspect of being, you know, for the sake of our mental wellness, our overall health, for the greatest and highest good of ourselves, our family, and all, essentially, humanity. You know, so if you like what you hear and you like my content, I encourage you to like, share, and subscribe. And, you know, thank you for joining me on this healing journey, if you will. And for those of you who have already been with me since I started my channel, thank you very, very much for your continued support. It is definitely much appreciated, and it's that support that gives me the encouragement to continue doing this. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you. So, you know, as I talked about in the last video, you know, of course, that video was done in the wee hours of the morning. Of course, now we are still in the morning, but it's like after 8 o'clock. Actually, as I look at my clock right now, it's actually 8:08. It's 8:08 on Monday, April the 8th, 2024. So, you know, and this is the day I just heard, this is the day the Lord has made. But what I meant to say was that this is also consciously what I was meaning to say is that this is, you know, we're in the middle of Mercury retrograde. This is also, you know, a karmic year, and, you know, today is the new moon solar eclipse. So, you know, with all that, you know, this is very exciting and special to me to be able to do this video. So, getting right into it, the next deck that I wanted to use, which is actually new to me and into my collection, and here are the backs. And this is actually a deck that is published by Beyond Words Publishing, and it is the Sacred She Tarot. This is the guidebook, and a universal guide to the heart of being. And this is created by Ma Deva Padma, or Diva Padma. I want to say Deva. And it's the creator of the Osho Zen Tarot, as well as the Tao Oracle. Now, the Tao Oracle I do not have, but I do have the Osho Zen, and which is also recent to me, because as much as I wanted the Osho Zen, I never liked the packaging of the full-size deck. But I had stumbled across, maybe sometime last year, I think it was, a pocket-sized edition of the Osho Zen Tarot. So I thought that was really cool. It is mini. Yeah, just to show you what the deck looks like, in comparison to the Sacred She, which is more of a closer to a standard tarot size. Anyways, so yeah, and of course I'm also, you know, in conjunction with all of the decks that I'm currently using, I am using the Osho Zen. And here's the guidebook that it comes with. So, yeah, so I really like the pocket size there. But back to the Sacred She. So, this is a newer release deck. And it comes in this beautiful box. And I love how, if you're gonna do packaging like this is how I like to see packaging. Oops. I can always fix those later. But anyways. Yeah, so, you know, striking pink on the inside. It comes with its additional box. The only thing is this box is quite it feels very flimsy, which doesn't bother me that much, but what the part that does bother me is because also it's flimsy, this, you have a hard time opening this box, because of the fact that and this is the one thing that I don't like about, you know, this type of tuck box. When you're gonna do it like this, I hate the splits on the edges. To me, it should just be straight. It makes it so much easier when you have to lift the, you know, without damaging the box. And I'm very particular, so I like to, you know, keep everything fresh as I can, right? So, yeah. So that's the only downfall, is just, you know, that right? If they were going to still have the corners, which I would have preferred the corners not being there, but then it should have been with a thicker box material. Anyhow, I digress on that. Yeah, so, you know, comes packaged with the separate box, which I really like to keep the cards secure. If you're going to do a box like this, and the guidebook is landscape, which is interesting, and that's, you know, how it sits in. So anyways, that being aside, okay. Okay, so, hold on, let me just, a second here. Okay, all right, so, using, the Sacred She Tarot, let's get into it. Father, Lord, thank you for this day. Help me to see clearly and receive messages wholeheartedly. And I need to see today for the greatest and highest good of the collective and the greatest and highest good of all humanity. In Jesus' name I pray. Okay. How these cards shuffle, they're it's, the cardstock is very flexy and feels flimsy, but it is very sturdy, and I do like how flexible it is. It's perfect for and the cards are a nice size, so those of you with a smaller hands like mine, you know, it's a perfect size to fit and shuffle, and to riffle, shuffle, and bridge very comfortably. So I would still say that this with this deck, the cards are still a little bit smaller than standard tarot, but it's not as small as the pocket Osho Zen, as I had shown previously. Okay. See clearly all that I need to see too. The greatest and highest good of the collective and the greatest and highest good of all humanity. In Jesus' name I pray. First card, we have 8, Labor of Love. Yes. All of existence is a labor of love. We are all labors of love. Oh, that's too many cards there. Okay. Actually, maybe I'll put that one back and reshuffle. Okay. All right. So we have 14, Karma. Yeah, right? So that understanding that because we are all labors of love, right? Of the divine, and so therefore everything that we do in life, our interactions with one another, should always be made from the point of view and that understanding, right? That each and every one of us is part of the larger whole, right? And that's why I keep talking about this movie, Strange World, which is a Disney movie, right? But I feel like it really helps to bring us back to the basics and the basic understanding from a kid's perspective, right? That from that point of view of innocence, right? To understand the concept of who we are, right? From, a broader perspective, from that higher vibration, of consciousness. And so because of that, we are all subject to the same law of karma, right? So you always want to put your best foot forward in everything you do, because what you do will always return to you, right? What you put out into the universe, what you put out, into this 3D world where we live amongst other beings, right? You always want to do the best, because ultimately the best is what we want to receive in return, right? So to get the best, you have to be willing to give the best. Okay. All right. 2, focus. Focusing on the bigger picture, right? Focusing on the understanding how our feelings affect everything that we do, and while there are our advisors, if you will, our internal advisors to to understanding self, to understanding who we are, we have to remember they're only advisors. Their role isn't to take over and be the leading factors to what we do. When any one emotion can be dangerous on its own. It's like putting a child in the driver's seat of a car. No. Right? That role is to be held by the adult, the responsible self, the balanced harmony of the whole, right? The logical mind. And trauma can always, has a way of keeping us, stumped and stuck and stagnant. Okay. Okay. 2, be here now. All right. And at the bottom of the deck, I know I didn't do it for the other decks, but we have 12, Explore. And if you remember the original card from the Sacred Reflections is the Adventure card, right? So when you go on adventures, you're also exploring. When you're exploring new territory, right? It is always going to be an adventure because it's something new. It's something. It's traveling the path less known, if you will, right? And yeah, so 8, right? Labor of love. 14, karma. 2, fire. Sorry. 2. Well, it's a fire card. So, and yes, so the cards are color coded. So green would be the earth element, which would be pentacles. You know, and then we have the fire red for the wands card, or the wand suit, sorry, if you will, and that's the fire element. And then of course the purple here is a major arcana card. So let's do that. Okay, so 8, labor of love. So this is what the guidebook looks like. And so 8, labor of love. And I'm gonna read the beginning of this. So this is the earth suit. Suit of earth, suit of nature, physicality, reliability, work, the world, materialism, and commerce, commonly known as the suit of pentacles or coins. Yes. All right. So 8, labor of love. Throughout history, certain individuals have devoted themselves to creativity and to manifesting the inexpressible. Yet raw talent isn't enough to skillfully give form and substance to inspiration. It must be practiced, refined, become second nature. Developing one's talent requires passion, hits and misses, and plenty of repetition. In a dimension outside of time, full of heart and mystery, the creator works toward manifesting their gifts. For some, it is in response to a deeper inner calling. For others, it is a devotional, an offering. For a few, it is a gripping force that wrings out their blood, sweat, and tears onto the page, canvas, stage. What is common to all is the essential need to make art. Mastering our art requires dedicating significant amounts of solitary time for working. This necessity, whether your own or someone's you know, should be respected without pressure, coercion, demands for tidying up, or expectations to produce. Appreciate what you or others accomplish in the multi-dimensional, infinitely faceted realm of artistic expression. By honing your craft, focusing on the work at hand, this time is yours, not for what others think. Producing for the marketplace isn't the message here. Rather, It is to respect the commitment it takes to realize one's art, and in doing so, fulfill a sacred calling. I always feel that creativity is an open channel to the unknown. It requires surrounding yourself with inspiration and letting something flow out of it. Ultimately, you gain mastery from having learned how to navigate the mistakes and blockages on your path. Then the freedom to create is upon you. The joy and wonder of such a moment brings blessings to you and the world. Yes. Yes, I really like that message. And to me, that is so, it goes back to the right? Like, so if you remember the seventh card just before it from the Power 8 Chakra Oracle is I belong, right? So in that sense, we are all labors of love, right? And the key to understanding ourselves and each other is that understanding of that, right? And that the power to create is within us all, right? And so when we set out to create good things for ourselves, and ultimately fulfilling a greater purpose, for the collective, for the greater good of all, right? That is what we in turn will then get to benefit from in the end, right? And others too. And so, it's that understanding of who we are, the very essence of our being, which is love, and how we came to be. We were created by love. We were created in love, right? And so, that's the very existence of everything, right? And so with that being said, it's having that respect and that acceptance, of self and of each other, right? So ultimately, when we accept all that is for what it is, that is what we then can expect to receive in return, right? The law of karma, right? So now when it comes to, having that perspective, for that vision, having that outlook of seeing what ultimately we picture as being paradise on earth, right? And what that means for each of us, because that can look different, right? Especially when we're grounding that and in the here and now, be here now, right? We are making a plan and sticking to it, and having clear focus of mind, body, and spirit for what it is that we're looking to achieve, right? And in that would be the connectivity, restoring that and evolving that connectivity of ourselves to to Mother Earth, to to our very existence, right? And being in tune with all parts of ourselves, and being open to giving and receiving, that ebb and flow naturally of what is our very essence, which is love. And when we can do that and be grateful and appreciative, right, the more that we go on that adventure of going against what was what going against what is our heritage, with a balance, the in-between, the loyalty to our past and our present, right? And recognizing, the parts of self that, are the essence of who we are and our genetic makeup, but also, going against the authority of mind that we've built because of the armor that we've built, because of our past trauma and pain that we've had to endure, right? So when we can do that and break free from that rigidity of mind and heart, right, and we come into balance and harmony of the two, we then can allow the flow of abundance to be had and to be returned to us, and enjoy and be appreciative of what we are now in this present moment, and what we hope to to be in future moments, right? But being grateful for all that is in the moment that we have it. So okay, so that was 8, labor of love, and then 14, karma. So then we're into the major arcana, which is in this book is laid out as spirit. So spirit, suit of consciousness, spiritual evolution, contemplation, transformation, karma, and wisdom, commonly known as the major arcana. Okay, so okay, 14, karma. And as you can see, we have the yin and yang symbol right in the middle, right? Okay. Sorry. Okay. So 14, karma. What to say about karma? When funky, it seems to arise from foolish unawareness that repeats the same old patterns. When good, it is taken as a happy payoff for some good deed in the past. Survey yourself to understand what generates harmony and well-being, or discord and pain. What is missing? Perhaps it is your presence, full acceptance of your totality, whole and complete. Imagine that each of us is a unique melody, the sound of which resonates from whatever we think and do. Remember, every moment offers a choice of whether to venerate life or denigrate it. It is your choice. There is no doctrine, no right or wrong way to be, other than to unconditionally hold what is. Think of karma as cause and effect. truth or consequences. Consciousness is as valid as unconsciousness. They are the day and the night. There is no better or worse, only what is. Cruelty produces suffering that furthers cruelty. Kindness creates feeling good vibes that spread like ripples in a pond. Without evaluating yourself as bad or good, simply observe how your viewpoint determines your feelings and outlook. Excuse me. Freedom from the confines of your judgments opens the way for living wholeheartedly. Be the person who can change your world. There is no need for apologies or beliefs. Karma, for me, is an ache in my heart and being. When I remember the said or done things that have unconsciously hurt others and myself, I cannot change the past. Karma is also the amazing gratefulness, light, and connection I feel for all the beauty that surrounds me and all that I have been given in this lifetime. Amen. 2, focus. All right, so now we moved on to the fire element in the minor arcana. Okay. Fire. Suit of energy, ambition, courage, inspiration, creativity, willpower, and intensity, commonly known as the suit of wands. All right. Okay, so 2, focus. This owl's objective is fully focused on finding a rich hunting ground to use her considerable skills. Her sights are set on attaining excellence by exposing weakness, improving conditions, and uncovering facts. Owls represent wisdom and keen observation that prevent them from becoming emotionally tangled up in small-minded pursuits. They conserve energy and wait for the moment they sense is right to make a move, when all their efforts will pay off. Sharp-eyed awareness empowers her to avoid traps that ensnare less practiced others. As an ally, she is designed for the job of oversight, identifying what has previously been hidden or camouflaged to befuddle or distract. Hold the vision of achieving your goal and strategize how to attain it. As you proceed, trust your instincts, tend to detail, and ignore alluring prospects that pop up along the way. Seek out better hunting grounds to feel empowered and inspired. Your uncanny ability to spot little things that, upon closer scrutiny, are found to be important, stirs up envy or mistrust in others. Don't let their side glances steer you away from your focus. You've come too far to get caught up in pettiness. Aim high and note that with increased confidence comes greater responsibility. Clear up unfinished business before you move on. By freeing yourself from an entangled hindrance, you'll know how to avoid similar traps in the future. Once freed from preoccupation with the past, you'll move swiftly toward all that you so richly deserve. Open wide the scope of your viewing glass, knowing that love is the path, the pathfinder, and the ultimate fulfillment. Focus on this and never waver. All right. And now we go back to the Earth suit, which would be coins or pentacles. And we have 2, be here now. So let's get to the Earth suit. All right, Earth. Suit of nature, physicality, reliability, work, the world, materialism, and commerce, commonly known as the suit of pentacles or coins. All right. 2, be here now. Living a yes to life means accepting that sorrow and pain are counterparts to joy and pleasure. Evading this reality keeps us hoping that fulfillment is possible while denying the nature of existence. And when that doesn't work, as it cannot in the very nature of things, we foolishly wonder, why me? Our minds love to ping pong between memory and fantasy, between scenarios that are alternately yummy, upsetting, fearful, marvelous. Like a dog with a favorite bone, we dig up our past for yet another chew, utterly unaware of the living, breathing, tail-wagging experience of now. Excuse me. By neglecting what each moment offers, we sleepwalk, bump into life, and get shocked when it hurts. Yet, what is imagined, dreamed, and believed is just a fraction of the truth of what is, and far less important than turning the attention of the one who is lost in thoughts to the present. This isn't to say that we should negate what was, deny nostalgia, or forsake all dreams of the future. By all means, go there, but maintain awareness of your present self when digging into the past for material to project imagined futures. Being here now accepts the eternal and ever-changing present. A subtle and profound healing awareness lies within the simplicity of living this and now this. I am struck by the delightfully fierce pulling of my attention into the present that my Luna, the pooch, brings to every moment we are together, and how remarkable a gift to have an animal friend teach about being present during these most difficult times. When the mind easily slips into revisiting the past or jumping madly into an imagined future. Yep. So, yes. So being grateful for the present, being open to adventure and, defining the laws of authority that we have blindly been following, for thousands of years, right? in regards to, you know, what it means to be spiritual and free and loving, right? In the truest sense of that word. So, let's see, where am I? Oops, sorry. Yeah, so I'm gonna pull from the Starman Tarot now. And then I will then look at doing probably a part 3 in that case. So this is the Starman Tarot, published by Lo Scarabeo. And this is the deck that is done by David de Angelis. And this is inspired by the artworks and the creator, David Bowie. So this version of this Starman Tarot, as you can see, comes with the smaller sort of typical standard guidebook, and then it comes in this two-piece lift up top box. There is another version where I believe the cards are larger. This one is, I would say, a sort of standard size, but it might be a little bit smaller because it's pretty much the same size as the of this Sacred She Tarot, as you can see here. So yeah, but the one that comes with the big guidebook, that one I know that the cards are a lot longer, and they are larger in size. So, but these are perfect for my small hands, so I really like that. Yeah. So, and the card stock on this is actually pretty glossy. I do like the way that they shuffle. I know that some may not like the, especially if you're using the tarot on camera, the reflection that the gloss can give off. I know a lot of people, are not particularly happy with that. And I do find that the card stock is a little bit stiff, but probably the more that you use it, because this is newer to me, and this is my first time using this deck, so yeah, and with the gloss it can be quite slippery when doing riffle and bridge shuffling here, so that's something to bear in mind. But the cardstock is pretty typical of Lo Scarabeo decks, I would say. Especially the ones in the lift top box like this one. So, alright. See clearly all that I need to see. To for the greatest and highest good of the collective and all of humanity. Alright. Okay, so we have the Five of Swords. We have the 14 Temperance. And good of the collective and all of humanity. So, Princess of Swords. So, we have the, on top of the, if you remember, we have the ending, the coffin card here in this Lenormand, and I belong, right? So it's, and as we're talking about endings and the labor of love, it's that it's you know, taking off and the ending the fight of ego and this need to, you know, this defensiveness, this tit for tat that, you know, that I'm talking about, and the pettiness of revenge, right? And how when we operate from a place of pain and we use that, you know, to inflate our ego, you know, and how we would interact with one another, right? In this sort of win-lose scenario, right? We lose sight of, you know, of our greater belonging, right? So, you know, it's putting an end to that sort of that bickering. You know, what comes to mind is the idea of a global ceasefire, right? When we heal our trauma and our pain, we shed light on the darkness, you know, and, you know, can have that will, you know, to change, right? We put an end to that darkness, right? And again, you know, with this eclipse and this being karmic year, right? We even have 14 on top of 14, right? So temperance, and you know, on, you know, on the previous deck, which is the karma card. So, you know, to me, that's that you know, what I hear is the idea of karmic justice, right? And it coming together. So the idea that, you know, when we have faith in the unknown and the divine, and we take out the need for revenge and you know, take out, you know, that ego driven need for power to, you know, to be judge, jury, and executioner, right? When we wean out the negativity and the falseness of intent, right? And all of the sort of the negative, lower vibrational energy, you know, and behaviors, right? that we may be addicted to, we then collectively work at changing that karmic cycle of negativity, right? And when we use our freedom of will and choice for good, right? And openly and lovingly can share connectivity and vulnerability with others, right? We cut through all that negative garbage, right? So, right, learning and actioning that, and welcoming the openness and of vulnerability and acceptance and truth of love and connectivity with others, universal love, right? Okay. Oh my God. All right, and then we have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands. Yep. It's through that connectivity and that connectivity to the divine and the focus of mind, you know, to we bridge that connectivity to higher self for the greater good, right? And as we do that, we open that portal, if you will, of abundance, for the flow of abundance. Okay. So I'm going to read the guidebook here for the Starman Tarot. And let's see here. So we have the Five of Swords in the Minor Arcana. Okay, hold on here. Okay, Swords. Five of Swords. Five of Swords. I must win at any cost. The fixation on an outcome, leaving behind a trail of wreckage and upset. Inappropriate use of position and power. Ignoring your heart for temporary gain and greed. Reversed, seeking out an advantage and striking whilst the iron is hot. Willingness to take on unpleasant tasks for the greater good. Yes. Okay, and 14, Temperance. So that's the Major Arcana. And okay, 14, Temperance. I am astonished by the beauty of life in all its facets. The exquisite order and wonder of life, where different elements settle into a balanced tranquil relationship with one another. A special time to understand your own healing process and work in synergy with others toward a singular goal. Reversed, living with no restraints is causing deep imbalance and unhappiness. Refine your energy, discard what no longer serves you, and move ahead. Amen. Princess of Swords. Okay. So, this is now the court cards. And Princess of Swords. Airy part of air. I call on you to live your truth. The ardent raconteur, risk taker, whose agile young and the ardent raconteur, risk taker, whose agile young mind penetrates the dramas of life to uncover the facts. A great ally in revisiting the profound questions and purpose of life. Reversed, sharp criticism with an emotional disconnect. An embodied grounding practice is advisable. Yes. So sharing of feelings, being openness, being vulnerable, right? Facing our truth to the depths of our hearts, our beings. And Eight of Wands. Excuse me. All right. And Wands. Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands. I can make this happen. The energy required to propel you forward. Actively engaged in realizing your most creative and powerful ideas. Taking off in your career and in your personal life. Soaring to new heights. Reversed, unable to launch, lack of energy and enthusiasm, fragmented focus, playing safe, revitalize your vision. Yes. Amen to that. So, with that being said, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that you like the decks that I've been working with in the last couple of videos and sort of how, they speak together and how let me know if you agree with, with the pairings and what you think. I would definitely love to hear from you. Are these decks that maybe you do have if you are a tarot reader? Are these decks that you would probably, be looking to, incorporate into your own personal practice? I'd love, to hear your thoughts. And so, of course, as I always say, please like, share, and subscribe. I love you. As I am loved, so are you. Let's take care of ourselves and each other. And until I see you again, always live, listen, and learn. As I am human, we all are too. Thank you. Love you. Bye. Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love one another. Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love one another. Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love one another.
No matter what people want.